the 7 spiritual laws of success. Number 1, the law of pure potentiality. The source of all creation is pure consciousness. Pure potentiality seeking expression from the unmanifested to the manifested. And when we realize our true self is one of pure potentiality, we align with the power that manifests everything into the universe. The first spiritual law of success is the law of pure potentiality. Now, this law is based on the fact that we are in our essential state, pure consciousness. Now, pure consciousness is pure potentiality. It is a field of all possibilities and infinite creativity. Pure consciousness is our spiritual essence. Being infinite and unbounded, it is also pure joy. Other attributes of consciousness are pure knowledge, infinite silence, perfect balance, invincibility, simplicity, and bliss. This is our essential nature. Our essential nature is one of pure potentiality. When you discover your essential nature and know who you really are, and that knowing itself is the ability to fulfill any dream that you have. Because you are the internal possibility, the immeasurable potential of all that was, is, and will be. The law of pure potentiality could also be called the law of unity. Because underlying the infinite diversity of life is a unity of one awe-persuasive spirit. And there is no separation between you and this energy field. The field of pure potentiality is your own self. And the more you experience your true nature, the closer you are to the field of pure potentiality. The experience of the self, or self-referral, means that our internal reference points is our own spirit and not the objects of our experience. The opposite of self-referral is objective referral. In objective referral, we're always influenced by objects outside of the self, which includes situations, circumstances, people, and things. In objective referral, we are constantly seeking the approval of others. Our thinking, our behavior are always in anticipation of a response. And it is therefore fear-based. In objective referral, we also feel an intense need to control things. We feel an intense need of external power. The need for approval, the need to control things, the need for external power are needs that are based on fear. This kind of power is not the power of pure potentiality or the power of the self or real power. When we experience the power of the self, there is an absence of fear. There is no compulsion to control, no struggle for approval or external power. In objective referral, your internal reference points is your ego. The ego, however, is not who you really are. The ego is your self-image. It is your social mask, the role that you're playing. The social mask thrives on approval. It wants to control. And it is sustained by power because it lives in fear. Your true self, which is your spirit, your soul, is completely free of those things. It is immune to criticism. It is unfearful of any challenge, and it feels beneath no one. Yet it is also humble and feels superior to no one. because it recognizes that everyone else is the same self, the same spirit in different disguises. That is the external difference between objective referral and self-referral. In self-referral, you experience your true being, which is unfearful of any challenge, has respect for all people, and feel beneath no one. Self-power is therefore true power. Power based on objective referral, however, is false power. Being ego-based power, it lasts only as long as the objective of referral is there. If you have a certain title, if you're the president of the country or the chairman of a corporation, or if you have a lot of money, the power you enjoy goes with the title, with the job, and with the money. Ego-based power will only last as long as those things last. As soon as the title, the job, the money goes away, so does the power. Self-power, on the other hand, is permanent because it is based on the knowledge of self. And there are certain characteristics of self-power. It draws you to people. It also draws things that you want to you. It magnetizes people, situations, and circumstances to support your desires. This is also called support of the law of nature. It is the support of divinity. It is a support that comes from being in a state of grace. Your power is such that you enjoy a bond with people, and people enjoy a bond with you. Your power is that of bonding, a bonding that comes from true love. How can we apply the law of pure potentiality, the field of all possibility, to our lives? If you want to enjoy the benefits of the field of pure potentiality, if you want to make full use of the creativity which is inherent to pure consciousness, then you have to have access to it. And one way to access the field is through daily practice of silence, meditation, and non-judgment. Spending time in nature will also give you the access to the qualities inherent in the field: infinite creativity, freedom, and bliss. Practicing silence means making a commitment to take a certain amount of time to be simple. Simply be. Experiencing silence means periodically withdrawing from the activity of speech. It also means periodically withdrawing from such activities as watching television, listening to radio, or reading a book. If you never give yourself the opportunity to experience silence, this creates turbulence in your internal dialogue. Set aside a little time every once in a while to experience silence, or simply make a commitment to maintain silence for a certain period each day. You could do it for 2 hours. Now, if that seems a lot, do it for 1 hour period. Every once in a while, experience silence for an extended period of time, such as a full day or two, or even a whole week. When you go into this experience of silence, initially your dialogue becomes even more turbulent. You feel intense to say things. I know people who go absolutely crazy the first day or two when they commit themselves to an extended periods of silence. A sense of urgency and anxiety suddenly comes over them. But as they stay with the experience, their internal dialogue becomes to be quieted. And soon the silence becomes profound. This is because after a while the mind gives up. It realizes that there is no point in going around and around if you, the self, the spirit, the choice maker, are not going to speak, period. Then as the internal dialogue quietens, you begin to experience the stillness of the field of pure potentiality. Practicing silence periodically as it is convenient to you is the only way to experience the law of pure potentiality. Spending each day in meditation is another. Ideally, you should meditate at least 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the evening. Through meditation, you will learn to experience the field of pure silence and pure awareness. In that field of pure silence, it is a field of infinite correlation, the field of infinite organization, It is a field of infinite correlation, the field of infinite organizing power, the ultimate ground of creation where everything is inseparable, connected with everything else. In the fifth law of spiritual law, the law of intention and desire, you will see how you can introduce a faint impulsive of intention in this field. And the creation of your desire will become spontaneously. But first, you have to experience stillness. Stillness is the first requirement of manifesting your desire, because in stillness lies your connection to the field of pure potentiality that can orchestrate an infinite of details for you. Now, I want you to imagine throwing a little stone into a pond and watching it ripple. Then after a while, when the ripple settles down, perhaps you throw another stone. And that is exactly what you do when you go into the field of pure silence and introduce your intention. In this silence, even the faintest intention will ripple across the underlying ground of universal consciousness, which connects everything with everything else. But if you do not experience stillness and consciousness, your mind is like a turbulent ocean. You can throw the Empire State Building into it, and you wouldn't notice a thing. In the Bible, it is the expression, "Be still and know that I am God." This can only be accomplished through meditation. Another way to access the field of pure potentiality is through the practice of non-judgment. Judgment is the constant evaluation of things as right or wrong, good or bad. When you are constantly evaluating, classifying, labeling, analyzing, you create a lot of turbulence in your inner dialogue. This turbulence constricts the flow of energy between you and the field of pure potentiality. You literally squeeze the gap between thoughts. The gaps is your connection to the field of pure potentiality. It is a state of pure awareness. That silent space between thoughts, that inner stillness that connects you to true power. And when you squeeze the gap, you squeeze a connection to the field of pure potentiality and infinite creativity. There's a prayer and a course in Miracle that states, "Today I shall judge nothing that occurs." Non-judgment creates silence in your mind, and it is a good idea, therefore, to begin your day with that statement. And throughout the day, remind yourself that the statement each time you catch yourself judging. If practicing this procedure the whole day seems too difficult, then you may simply say to yourself, "For the next 2 hours, I won't judge anything. And for the next hour, I will experience non-judgment." And then you can extend it gradually. Through silence, through meditation, and through non-judgment, you will access the first law of pure potentiality. And once you start doing that, you can add a fourth component in the practice. And that is regularly spending time in direct communication with nature. Spending time in nature enables you to sense a harmonious interaction of all the elements, forces of life, and gives you a sense of unity with all of life. Whether it be by a stream, a forest, a mountain, a lake, a seashore, that connection with nature's intelligence will also help you access the field of pure potentiality. And you must learn to get in touch with the innermost essence of your being. This true essence, beyond the ego, it is fearless, it is free, it is immune to criticism, it does not fear any challenge. It is beneath no one, superior to no one, full of magic, mystery, and enchantment. Access your true essence will also give you the insight into the mirror of relationship. Because all relationship is a reflection of your relationship with yourself. Now, for an example, if you have guilt, fear, and insecurity over money or success or anything else, then these reflections of guilt, fear, and insecurity as basic aspect of your personality. No amount of money or success will solve these basic problems of existence. Only intimacy with self will bring about true healing. And when you are grounded in the knowledge of your true self, when you really understand your true nature, you would never feel guilty, fearful, or insecure about money, affluence, or fulfilling your desire. Because you will realize that the essence of all material wealth is life energy. It is pure potentiality. And pure potentiality is an intrinsic nature. As you gain more and more access to your true nature, you will also spontaneously receive creative thoughts. Because the field of pure potentiality is also the field of infinite creation. Infinite creativity and pure knowledge. An Australian philosopher, the poet, once says, "You not need leave your room. Remain sitting at your table and listen. You need not even listen, simply wait. You need not to even wait, just learn to become quiet and still and solitary. The world will freely offer itself to you to be unmasked. It has no choice. It will roll in ecstasy at your feet. The affluence of the universe, the lavish display of abundance of the universe, is an expression of the creative mind of nature. The more tuned in you are to the mind of nature, the more you have access to its infinite, unbounded creativity. But first, you have to go beyond the turbulence of your inner dialogue to connect with the abundance, affluence, infinite creative mind, and then create the possibility of a dynamic activity while at the same time carrying the stillness of internal, unbounded, creative mind. The extinguished combination of silent, unbounded, infinite mind along with dynamic, bounded, individual mind is a perfect balance of stillness and movement simultaneously that can create whatever you want. The coexistence of opposites, stillness and dynamism at the same time makes you independent of situation, circumstances, people, and things. When you quietly acknowledge the extinguished coexistence of opposites, you align yourself with the world of energy, the quantum soup, the non-material, non-stuff that is a source of material world. The world of energy is fluid, dynamic, resilient, changing, forever in motion, yet it's also non-changing, still, quiet, eternal, and silent. Stillness alone is a potentiality for creativity. Movement alone is creativity restricted to a certain aspect of its expression. But with the combination of movement and stillness enables you to unleash your creativity in all directions. And wherever the power of your attention takes you. Whenever you go into the midst of movement and activity, carry your stillness within you. And then chaotic movement around you would never overshadow your access to the reservoir of creativity, the field of pure potentiality. Now, the most important part, applying the law of pure potentiality. I will put the law of pure potentiality into effect by making a commitment to take the following steps. Number 1, I will get in touch with the field of pure potentiality by taking each day to be silent, to just be. I would also sit in silent meditation at least twice a day for approximately 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the evening. I will take time to commune with nature and to silently witness the intelligence within every living thing. I will sit silently and watch a sunset, or listen to the sound of the ocean or a stream, or simply smell the scent of a flower. In the ecstasy of my own silence, and by communicating with nature, I will enjoy life throbs of ages in the field of pure potentiality and the unbounded creativity. Third, I will practice non-judgment. I will begin my day with the statement, "Today, I shall judge nothing that occurs." And throughout the day, I will remind myself not to judge. And that right there is law number 1. And after, if you took the time to go ahead and get through the first law, commit to just being silent for 30 minutes after watching this. That's what I'm about to do after I end this video. I'm in nature. There's a saying, knowledge is power, but I believe is applied knowledge is true power. I'll see you guys for the second law. Stay tuned.